civilization and it's a tourist national park. Somebody must have seen something. Somebody knows where he is. You know, somebody may be keeping him against his will. I don't know. There's all sorts going on in my head, honestly. It's just awful. I don't wish this on anybody.
Those were the choking words of Jay Slater's mother, a young man who suddenly disappeared in Tenerife, and then 29 days later, his body was found in an unexpected place. Today, we will delve into one of the most mysterious and controversial disappearances of 2024. Was Jay Slater really lost, or is there something being hidden? Jay Dean Slater, born the 26th of April 2005, is a 19-year-old from Lancashire, England. He is the son of Debbie Duncan and Warren Slater, and has an older brother named Zach. Jay attended West End Primary School, then Ridings High School, before pursuing an apprenticeship at Accrington and Rossendale College. After graduating, Jay began working as an apprentice builder at PH Build Group, where colleagues describe him as hardworking, friendly, and a positive energy. Outside of work, Jay had a passion for sport, especially football. He started playing football at the age of 5, playing for Huncote United for 12 years, and later joining St. Joseph's on Sundays. Those close to him described him as a happy, sociable boy who always had a smile on his face and was very loyal to his friends. Despite some trouble as a teenager, including being assaulted at 12 and sentenced to community service at 16, Jay has made great strides in his personal and professional life. In mid-June 2024, Jay Slater and a group of friends flew to Tenerife, Spain, to attend the NRG Electronic Music Festival, a vibrant event that attracts thousands of young people from all over the world. The festival took place on the afternoon of the 16th of June at the Papagayo Beach Club, located in the Playa de las Americas area, in the south of the island. The party atmosphere allowed Jay to quickly integrate and become acquainted with two strange men at the event. After the festival, instead of returning to his original accommodation in the tourist area of Los Cristianos as planned, Jay decided to go with two new acquaintances to an Airbnb in the village of Masca, a remote, rugged mountainous area in the northwest of Tenerife. The Airbnb was isolated, surrounded by rugged terrain and few people. The next morning, the 17th of June, at around 7:30 to 8 a.m., Jay was last seen taking a Snapchat photo of himself at the Airbnb. He left the accommodation shortly after, carrying a backpack but without water, a serious problem when entering a wilderness area like Masca. Around 8 a.m., a local named Ophelia saw Jay walking away from Masca but going in the opposite direction to the main tourist area. Instead of heading southeast towards Los Cristianos, where there were roads and people, Jay took a steep, deserted path that led deeper into the mountains. At around 8:50 a.m., Jay called his best friend Lucy, panicking that he was lost in the mountains, had a broken leg, was dehydrated, and had only 1% battery left on his phone. That was the last time anyone heard from him. Location data from the phone showed that the last ping was in the Parque Rural de Teno area, a large natural park known for its rugged terrain, dense forests, and steep cliffs. The ping was located near a steep and dangerous trail that was rarely used. Just minutes later, at 9:04 a.m., Jay Slater was officially reported missing. The case quickly attracted media attention, launching an unprecedented large-scale search operation in Tenerife. At the same time that Jay was last seen, a previously unseen video was leaked onto social media, raising new questions about the cause of his mysterious disappearance. In the clip, Jay appears in his underwear, sitting in a car. He appears excited, showing off to the cameraman that he has just stolen an Audemars Piguet AP watch worth up to £12,000. Jay says it as a joke, but his eyes and demeanor do not hide the pride. More notably, The video also mentions that he sold another Rolex the night before. This raises the question, has Jay been involved in some kind of confrontation involving theft? And is his disappearance more than just a lost? According to multiple sources, after the festival on the night of the 16th of June, Jay did not return to his original place of stay with his friends, but instead left with two strange men, people he had just met at the event. And it was in that car that the strange video was filmed. The identity of the person who filmed the clip has not been determined, but the online community suspects that the phone used to record the video did not belong to Jay, but that someone else used his phone to stage it, or even secretly filmed it under suspicious circumstances. These images and information added a new level of complexity to the case, which was already riddled with inconsistencies, from wrong directions to inconsistent witness accounts. As soon as Jay Slater was reported missing on the morning of the 17th of June, his family sprang into action. Just one day later, on the 18th of June, Jay's mother, Debbie Duncan, and his younger brother, Zach, flew from the UK to Tenerife to assist in the search. They quickly coordinated with local authorities and rescue teams to expand the search area to the area around Jay's last ping in the Tenerife National Park. Spain's Guardia Civil has launched a massive search operation. Rescue teams are equipped with sniffer dogs, helicopters, and heat-seeking drones, along with dozens of volunteers from both local and foreign tourists. The search area spans steep trails, deep valleys, and dense forests, where a single wrong step could mean a fatal accident. For nearly a week, the campaign yielded no clear results. But on the 24th of June, the media and Jay's family were thrown into a frenzy when a grainy CCTV image emerged, allegedly showing Jay Slater walking near Los Cristianos, far from the original ping site. Hopes were briefly raised, but police soon confirmed that it was not Jay. It was a man of similar appearance, and the theory that Jay might have somehow left the mountain area was quickly dismissed. 4 days later, on the 28th of June, Brad, a friend of Jay's, said in an interview that he had video called Jay just before he lost contact and claimed to have seen Jay slide down a hillside.
We were on the phone and he goes, I'm not walking down over on that road, and he's gone over a little bit, like a little, not a big drop, just a little tiny little drop, he's going down there. He goes, I'll ring you back, because I think someone else was ringing him. And he probably, if thinking like me, he would have went back up and started walking around the path again. He wouldn't have gone all that way down there.
So you said that you could see his feet and he was actually sort of sliding down the hill, like you could hear the rocks?
Yeah, that's how I knew he went off the road. Because you could hear, like, when you walk on gravel or whatever it is, you can, you know what I mean, it's storms.
Were you concerned at that point?
Not at the time, no, because we were both, like, laughing about it. He said, look where I am, like, I just come out of a festival myself. Because he didn't seem concerned on the phone until we knew how far away we were. Yeah. I said, put your location on. He said, an hour, 50-minute drive.
However, this account did not match the GPS data, raising further questions. If Jay had really fallen, why had no one noticed his tracks? And why had Brad not reported his exact location since then? On the 30th of June, after nearly 2 weeks of fruitless searching, the Guardia Civil announced the end of its public search. The reason given was that the increasingly dangerous terrain, combined with the influx of curious onlookers and news hunters, had complicated the search. However, the investigative agency continued a silent search, under court order, with the support of a team of experts, satellite imagery analysis, and technical data examination. Although public activities have ceased, hope is not completely lost. Jay's family, along with a small band of loyal volunteers including Chris Tenerife and Sluggy, continue to comb the Tenno Mountains with their bare hands, believing that Jay may still be alive or should be found for a proper burial. After nearly a month of fruitless searching, on the morning of the 15th of July, 2024, Spanish rescuers suddenly announced that they had discovered a body deep in the Juan Lopez ravine in the Parque Rural de Tenno area, the location of the last ping from Jay Slater's phone before losing contact. This location is about 4.5 kilometers away from the Airbnb in Masca, in a rugged, steep, thorny, rocky area that is almost inaccessible by road. An emergency rescue operation was immediately launched. The body was brought up by rescue helicopter, as the terrain was too dangerous to travel by traditional means. Images from the scene show rescue teams having to lower ropes from the aircraft, carrying stretchers and specialized equipment to reach the body. The recovery operation lasted several hours due to the harsh terrain and unfavorable weather conditions. Just hours later, Spanish forensics conducted DNA tests to confirm the identity. The results were released shortly afterward. The body was indeed Jay Slater. Preliminary reports showed no signs of murder or other human interference. However, the autopsy confirmed that Jay had suffered severe head injuries, consistent with a fall from a great height, possibly from slipping while attempting to cross the rugged mountain terrain. The Spanish police initially concluded that it was most likely an accident, but that did little to ease the pain and disbelief of Jay's family. Jay's mother, Debbie, refused to believe that her son could have walked alone to the top of a mountain, then fallen into a deep ravine without anyone seeing or helping him. The body was then flown back to the UK for an independent autopsy by the UK forensic pathologist. Toxicology tests revealed significant traces of MDMA, cocaine, alcohol, and possibly ketamine, a hallucinogenic anesthetic, in Jay's system. This has fueled further debate about Jay's mental and physical state at the time he left the Airbnb, and whether he was mentally alert and able to navigate. However, forensic reports from both the British and Spanish sides found no signs of restraint, beating, or coercion. There were no unusual binding marks, bruising, or strange DNA on the body. The official conclusion remained: death by accidental fall from a height, under the influence of stimulants. However, the investigation in the UK, through an inquest, a forensic inquiry, was quickly delayed. This was due to the refusal of several of Jay's friends and two men who had accompanied him to the Airbnb in Masca to testify. Notably, Ayub Qasim, a man with a drug conviction, had been identified as one of the two men who had stayed with Jay on his last night. His refusal and the other witnesses' refusal to cooperate caused the investigation to stall for months. Jay's family has repeatedly expressed their frustration and disappointment. They believe that the story has been partially hidden, especially the final moments of Jay and those who accompanied him. The fact that the forensic agency cannot reach a comprehensive conclusion due to the lack of witness testimony has caused public confusion and raised the question: was this really an accident, or is something being deliberately hidden? The disappearance and subsequent mysterious death of Jay Slater quickly became the focus of the British and international media. For weeks, major newspapers such as Sky News, The Sun, Daily Mail, and The Times reported daily on the search. New leads and testimony from family and friends, television reports, YouTube videos, and social media were abuzz with theories ranging from a simple slip and fall accident to more extreme scenarios of kidnapping, drug mafia involvement, or even a fake disappearance to escape. However, along with the heat of mainstream media is a wave of cyber detectives, social media users who claim to investigate, analyze images, voices, CCTV, location, to come up with unverified conspiracy theories. Jay's family, especially his mother, Debbie Duncan, has had to endure a series of toxic comments, baseless accusations, and even threats and personal attacks. Many people falsely accuse the family of hiding the truth, taking advantage of the media, or pretending to raise funds. One of the most controversial elements was the emergence of a fake GoFundMe page, set up by a third party under the guise of helping Jay's family, but later discovered to be fraudulent. The incident forced the platform to intervene and close the account. Meanwhile, the official fund set up by the family continues to operate transparently, with the aim of supporting the costs of searching for, traveling, funeral, and repatriating Jay's body. Alongside the controversy, the Spanish rescue team has received praise for their dedication, perseverance, and skill in the dangerous terrain. However, many have criticized the initial response of the local police, saying that the Guardia Civil responded slowly, missed the golden hour after Jay called for help, and was not aggressive enough to investigate the last people he had contact with. The Jay Slater case is not just a heartbreaking story about a young man who lost his life in a foreign land. It also reflects the power and the dark side of modern media, where every detail can be exaggerated and distorted, and the victim's family must both grieve the loss and brace for public criticism. Jay Slater's case is now being treated as a fatal accident. According to initial findings from Spanish police and forensic reports, Jay is believed to have fallen from a height while tired and disoriented, while trying to find his way out of the rugged mountain area of Parque Rural de Teno. His physical condition, which included alcohol and a variety of drugs including MDMA, cocaine, and possibly ketamine, is believed to have contributed to his inability to control his actions and make safe choices in a dangerous environment. However, Jay's family has never fully accepted this conclusion. They believe that there are still many details that have not been clarified, especially about the final hours before Jay's disappearance. The UK investigation, specifically the inquest, the extended forensic investigation, is currently on hold indefinitely, as several key witnesses, including the last two men who accompanied Jay to the Airbnb, have refused to cooperate and testify. Among them is Ayub Qasim, an individual with a drug conviction who is suspected of being involved in Jay's movements on the fateful night. Jay's family continues to fight for the truth. They are demanding that authorities reveal Jay's entire itinerary, especially the timeline, from leaving the NRG festival, to his time with two strangers, to his last call in the mountains. They are also questioning the fact that Jay's phone has never been found, a crucial detail that could contain location data, photos, messages, and vital evidence of what really happened. To this day, the Jay Slater case remains unsolved. It is not only a personal tragedy, but also a reflection of the problems of cross-border investigations, the chaos of social media, and the relentless fight of a family who refuses to accept ambiguity in place of justice.